all of you.
Walaikum assalam, and a very to you as well. I hope you're doing well. Let me know how I can assist you today.
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Glad to hear that. If there's any mind or anything you'd like to chat about, just let me know.
Yeah, tonight I want to talk about a very beautiful topic.
That sounds wonderful. I'm excited to hear what topic you have in mind. Feel free to share and we can dive right into it.
Yeah, the topic is how to write better and communicate your ideas clearly.
That's a fantastic topic. There are so many great strategies for improving writing and clarity, from understanding your audience to structuring your content effectively. Whenever you're ready, we can explore some techniques and tips to help you communicate more effectively.
Yeah, please explain me about the writing better.
Of course, writing better involves a few key elements. First, clarity is crucial, so it's important to have a clear purpose and know your audience. Then focus on structure, organizing your ideas with a clear introduction, body, and helps guide the reader. Also, concise language is key. Avoiding unnecessary jargon or fluff keeps your writing engaging. Another important aspect is revising and editing. Always review your work to refine and polish it. And finally, reading widely and practicing regularly can significantly improve your skills over time. If you'd like, we can dive deeper into any of these aspects.
Yeah, tell me how to know my audience and the purpose.
Absolutely. Knowing who they are, their interests, their background, their level of knowledge on the topic, and working to gain from your writing. You can ask yourself questions like, what are their demographics? What problems or questions do they have? And what tone and style will resonate with them? As for the purpose, it's all about defining what you want to achieve with your writing. Are you trying to inform, persuade, entertain, inspire your audience? Once you have a clear purpose, it helps guide the tone, the structure, and the content of your piece. The more you understand both your audience and your purpose, the more impactful and engaging your writing will be.
So tell me something, how can I define my goal?
Defining your goal starts with being really clear about what you want from your writing. You can begin by asking yourself some questions. What action do you want them to take after reading your work? Are you aiming to educate them on a particular topic, persuade them to see your point of view, or perhaps inspire them to make a change? Once you have that overarching goal, you can break it down into smaller specific objectives. You might set objectives like explaining key concepts clearly or providing relevant examples. If you're aiming to persuade, your goals might include presenting compelling arguments or addressing counter arguments effectively. Having a well-defined goal helps keep your writing focused and ensures that every part of your piece contributes toward that main purpose. If you'd like, we can explore some examples or dive deeper into specific strategies.
Yeah, please.
Great. Let's dive into a couple of practical examples. For instance, if your goal is to inform, you might aim to break down complex ideas into simple, digestible parts, use clear examples, and incorporate visuals if needed. On the other hand, if your goal is to persuade, you'd focus on building a strong argument, using credible evidence and anticipating counter arguments to strengthen your position. In both cases, it helps to outline your main points before you start writing, ensuring that each section of your piece aligns with your overall goal. And don't forget the power of revision. Sometimes refining your work is where a lot of the clarity. Absolutely. And as you continue practicing, you'll find that your ability to define your goals and understand your audience will naturally improve. And I'm here to help along the way. So feel free to ask about any specific challenges or areas you'd like to dive deeper into.
Yeah, how to prioritize clarity and simplicity?
Great question. Prioritizing clarity and simplicity starts with a few key practices. First, focus on using straightforward language. Avoid jargon or complex words that might confuse your readers. Second, keep your sentences and paragraphs short to the point, which helps maintain focus. Another important aspect is organizing it logically so that each idea flows naturally into the next. It can also be really helpful to use examples or analogies to clarify complex ideas. And finally, always review and edit your work, trimming unnecessary words or details. By constantly applying these practices, you'll find that your writing becomes clearer and more engaging for your readers. If you like, we can explore some exercises or examples to practice even more.
Tell me how to choose concrete nouns and verbs.
Absolutely. Choosing concrete nouns and verbs is all about making your writing more vivid and specific. For concrete nouns, pick words that refer to tangible, specific objects or people that your readers can easily visualize. For example, instead of saying vehicle, you might say bicycle or sin, which gives a clearer picture. When it comes to verbs, aim for action words that are precise and dynamic. Instead of using a vague verb like run, you might use sprint or jog, depending on the context. This adds energy and clarity to your writing. Also think about the context and the sensory details. The more specific and concrete your nouns and verbs, the more engaging and relatable your writing will be. If you'd like, we can go through some examples or practice a bit more.
Tell me how to keep sentences concise.
Absolutely. Keeping sentences concise is all about focusing on clarity and eliminating unnecessary words. Here are a few tips. First, avoid filler words and phrases. Words like very, really, or just can often out without changing the meaning. Second, stick to one main idea per sentence to avoid clutter and confusion. Third, use active voice rather than passive voice. It's usually more direct and straightforward. Fourth, cut out redundant words or phrases that repeat the same idea. And finally, always review and edit your sentences, trimming any extra words that don't add value. With practice, you'll find it becomes more natural. If you'd like, we can go through some examples or do a little exercise together.
Tell me in detail about the structure of flow and logic.
Absolutely. The structure of flow and logic is all about guiding your reader smoothly from one idea to the next. Typically, you start with a clear introduction that sets the stage by presenting the main topic or thesis. This gives your readers a roadmap of what to expect. Next comes the body, where you break down your main points into organized sections. Each paragraph should focus on a single idea and start with a clear topic sentence, then support that idea with evidence, examples, or details, making sure everything ties back to your main argument. Transitions play a big role in maintaining flow. Using transitional words or phrases like however, in addition, or consequently helps guide your reader through your argument and shows how ideas connect. Finally, your conclusion should wrap everything up by summarizing the key points and reinforcing your main message, leaving your reader with a clear understanding of your purpose. By focusing on this logical flow and structure, your writing becomes more coherent and engaging. If you'd like, we can explore some specific examples or exercises to practice even further.
In detail, tell me about the practice and editing processes.
Of course, the practice and editing processes are essential for refining your writing. Starting with practice, it's all about writing regularly, experimenting with different styles and techniques. The more you write, the more you'll develop your voice and gain confidence. It's also helpful to read widely, as exposure to different authors and genres can inspire and inform writing. When it comes to editing, it's a multi-step process. First, after you finish a draft, take a break before you begin editing. This distance helps you see your work with fresh eyes. Then focus on big picture elements first. Check for clarity, structure, and coherence. Make sure each paragraph and sentence contributes to your main goal. Next, refine your language by cutting out unnecessary words, choosing more precise nouns and verbs, and ensuring each sentence is clear and concise. After that, pay attention to grammar, punctuation, and spelling. It's often helpful to read your work out loud or use tools like grammar checkers to catch mistakes. Finally, consider feedback from others. Getting a second opinion can highlight areas for improvement that you might have missed. um, by consistently practicing, you'll see your writing improve over time. If you'd like, we can do a hands-on exercise or look at some examples together.
No, that's fair enough for tonight. And thank you very much for your kind words and the information. All that was provided by you.
You're very welcome. I'm really glad I could help. If you ever have more questions or need assistance in the future, just let me know. Have a wonderful evening.